Hello and welcome, race fans. We hope you all are hanging out and staying cool inside as this heat wave sweeps across the nation here. But we are live at Richmond Raceway for another Vigilante Racing League race, and we can't wait to show you all the action that is going to be happening out there on the racing track and enjoying it all with us. But first, let's get things started with the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, this proud league is sponsored by D&D Race Graphix. That's spelled Grafix. You can go ahead and check them out on Facebook and Trading Paints. Get yourself a great quality paint for whether it's a car, truck, pretty much anything with some flat sides, man. Ricky Wittenberg does a great job over there, so give him some love, as well as his real-world business of Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee. Give Ricky a call at 423-444-0454 if you're looking to buy or sell your house. This market is crazy, man. Get yourself a realtor you can trust, and man, you can trust Ricky or any of his associates. Just get in contact with him and he'll help you out. So don't do it alone. Get a good quality realtor. I'm Alan Brown, and as always, I am joined by my two best friends here. I got Mr. Alan English down there in the bottom left-hand corner. Alan, how are you doing today, man?
I'm looking forward to this one. We haven't seen any short track racing really yet this season. 3/4 mile track definitely qualifies. It's D-shaped. It's got a nasty surface on it. Depending on what kind of car counts we end up with today, it's going to be pretty crowded out there. Bumping and banging. Can't wait to see some of that. There is a little bit of a rule change with the lap cars as far as them giving leaders some leeway if they're not fighting to stay on the lead lap. So that may come into play tonight. And if guys don't mind their P's and Q's, we might see some penalties handed out at the end of this deal. But hopefully not. Hopefully we get a good, fun race tonight.
And down there on pit road, ready for all that beating and banging action, is Mr. Adam Turner. Adam, how we doing tonight, buddy?
Oh, doing good, man. Short track racing. It's almost like a Saturday night at your local track. Richmond, it's 3/4 of a mile, 267 laps. That's 200 miles, right? And even in Louisiana, I think that's 200 miles.
Even hear that math check. Yes, sir.
2 fast repairs, 21x incident limit. So if you get 21x, you're going to be disqualified. We'll talk about that. It's a little collision thing that happens here in iRacing. 60% fuel, and then you have 5 sets of tires. That should make it a little interesting. And it's 97 degrees out on the track, so it's pretty warm, a little slippery. Should be fun right now. Looks like we've got 17 cars tonight. A little low, but can still have some fun.
And that it is, as we see all that beautiful weather info out there. So these drivers are in for a great day, as even some shade is covering the track right now. So getting even cooler from that. But that brings us down to that key to the race, and here comes the push. These cars, after 20 laps, those tires are going to be absolutely cooked, and they're going to start pushing out towards that wall, and things get very slippery.
Yeah, we saw that with a little bit of testing that me and Adam did. Adam driving, of course. Was that last night or night before last? Last night.
Yeah.
And we ran about, what, 25 laps or so, and kind of got the idea that the tire fall off really starts to kick in around lap 20.
Yeah, things starts pushing up the track pretty quick. Tire management is going to be key.
Well, while we were doing all our introductions and everything like that, they had qualifying underway, so the grid is officially set here, as we see Jess Vaught sitting on that pole position. You also got the 244, Jason Ayrson. We saw him start to make a name for himself starting last week. He's now starting up there in second. 205 of Jim Ott's looking to add to the win column here. He's going to start in third, with the 753 Jeremiah Burke starting in fourth. 51 Mike Adamson's going to start with us fifth, with the 7 of Russ Kilgore starting sixth. 81 Jonathan Osborne starting in seventh, with the 29 of Dave Hot Rod Mayberry in eighth. Ninth, we got the 221 of David Fight, with Chandler Paul, Chan the Man, in the 72 machine, rounding out tonight's starting top 10.
Right behind them in row number 6 is going to be America's driver Albert Anderson in the 2 machine starting on the inside. The 4 of Dion Jones to his outside. Row number 7 is going to be the 76 of Jeff Ottinger on the inside. And Earl Evans, who chatted us up a few minutes ago over on social media. We appreciate that as always. He's going to be starting on the outside, row 7. Row number 8 is going to be the 285 of Greg Dobson on the inside. 82 of Michael Everidge to his outside. Bringing up the rear with the gear in the 57, Russ Endicott.
So yeah, a little smaller field here tonight, but know at least one driver's got a pretty good excuse, as we say a happy birthday to our good friend, the big show killer, Dustin Reilly, celebrating his birthday here tonight. It doesn't appear to be racing, so that probably is a good thing, depending on how many beverages have been consumed, and hope you enjoy it there, Dustin.
Yeah, man. You need to consume a couple cocktails on your birthday. What happened here? Jess Vaught is up front again. He's on a tear, isn't he?
I mean, I think this is going to be a Jess Vaught season. He was just shy last season, but man, he has really put the hammer down early, and is definitely looking like one of the ones to beat. We'll look at the official standings here a little later on in the race, kind of show everybody where things are all lined up, but as the pace car is going to come in next time by, not this time, so we're going to go around one more time to bring you to that green flag. As always, we do have some people with the face cameras on. We've got Earl Evans over there, and let me highlight it so it's actually blown up a little bit there. Got Mr. Earl Evans. We also have Mr. Greg Dobson. He's starting right next to him there, as well as Chan the Man himself, Chandler Paul. He's going to be with us as well with the face cam. But let's not all forget one of the coolest drivers out here. It's Mr. Jonathan Osborne. He's driving that 81 machine as always, and joining us with that face cam as well. So thank you guys for joining in on some of the fun as the pace car peels off down into pit lane, across the line, and green flag racing we go. Jess Vaught gets a very good jump on that restart there, able to get right out in front of Jason Ayrson. Not able to completely clear Jim Ott on that bottom line there, as we got a few cars sticking up into the outside wall there, but nobody really losing control or anything, as Jim Ott is able to make it past Jason Ayrson there. And just like that, we already have one lap done, so we got very quick laps here at Richmond. As you guys were saying, it's a less than a mile track, and these guys can carry a good amount of speed here, especially on these starts.
Yeah, one thing Jess Vaught doesn't have to worry about this week is Tim Pope. Tim Pope is not in the race this week, but there's plenty of really fast drivers out there that are going to make their way up there and challenge him today.
Well, I was going to say that. Where is he? This guy's a winner every track. I guess he got tired of winning, so he didn't show up.
Oh, as we got a car wrecking in the back here. Is that, no, it's not. I don't know who that was. I think that might have been the 221 of David Fight. He was wrangling that thing back and forth, able to finally get it back under control here. No contact with other cars from what I saw. It was just mainly him and the wall, but he's out there still driving around. Man, oh no, another one tags that outside wall. Looks like that's going to be a very popular place here tonight.
This is just the beginning. We're going to see that so much tonight, and I think a lot of that, correct me if I'm wrong there, Adam, but a lot of that's going to happen coming out of turn 2 because that wall is just, it's right there when you come out.
Yeah, 2 and 4. 2 definitely sneaks up on you, especially with tire wear. I guess these guys are maybe on newer tires. I thought when I was doing my run, about lap 5 through 15 or so, that thing was humming really good, but these guys are struggling a little bit. The sun's out on the track. That might not be helping them out there.
As Russell Endicott was in the wall a couple times there, able to get that thing back under control. As Jeremiah Burke trying to charge his way up through this field. He was making a pass on Jason Ayerson there to get up into third. He is on the outside lane. See if he can't keep that momentum up here through the corner as they go through turns 1 and 2. Looks like he will not be able to, so he'll reset and try to get that run going here once again and try to move up a few more spots.
It'll be a difficult way to pass around here going to the outside, but sometimes you got to try something, especially if they're protecting low like that. And also Albert Anderson, Kathleen, and Edith, the Anderson troop out here tonight supporting the 2 machine, and so is Bob Colbeth. So thanks for joining us, Bob. We appreciate you. And Angry Indian, as always, over on Twitch channel, giving me a special shout out. How you doing?
Well, I don't know why he likes you. I don't know what you do special, but here's the thing.
Probably owing money.
That could be. This is the fan of the race, so keep commenting. We want to hear your comments.
No!
Ooh, Burke.
Jeremiah Burke goes Tokyo drifting down the backstretch, able to straighten her out, but he is going to lose a couple of positions here. I know he's side by side with one of his friends there, Jonathan Osborne. Those guys get along good. Same thing with the 7 of Russ Endicott. I don't think, or Russ Kilgore, excuse me. Russ was not able to complete the pass there, so he'll tuck back into line. But just that one tiny mistake, man, Jeremiah Burke already down all the positions that he gained.
Yeah, it doesn't take much here at a short track like this to lose spots. Luckily, nobody got dented up or anything. He'll be fine. Just got to stick through it. This is a complete marathon here. 267 laps. It's going to be a long one.
At that it is, as Jeremiah Burke and Russ Kilgore side by side. Looks like Kilgore will get the run coming out of turn number 4 and get that position back away. So he's now got his eyes set on that battle brewing in front of him of Mike Adamson and Jonathan Osborne. Oh no, Jonathan Osborne's rear end starting to clip that outside wall a little bit. And man, this is turning into almost like a Darlington race. These drivers are going to have a Darlington stripe. Heck, they're not going to have a right side of their car if this keeps going.
You ain't kidding. Yeah, we lost David Fight, manually disconnected. He was starting park, I guess, tonight. So we're down to 16 cars running out there right now. 16 left.
Yeah, well, with all those 16 out there, Jess Vaught out there in the lead, trying to hold off that charging 205 of Jim Ott. Jess in that clean air right now. We really don't have a lot of lap traffic to deal with yet, but you can almost be certain that's going to be a thing here coming into later stages of this race.
Like average slow right there coming around the front.
He got kind of sideways right at the start finish. I don't know if anybody hit him, but he held on to it. No big deal, really.
Connie Goodman joining us over on YouTube, pulling for Chachi. That's Osborne in the 81. Thanks for joining us, Connie.
Yeah, anyway, super fan of the race. You guys keep commenting. We'll keep talking about it. And you have questions for us. This is a super long race. Please interject. We'd love to hear from y'all.
As the 13 of Earl Evans is having a peaky 76. Jeff Ottinger racing up behind him here, trying to hold him off for a top 13 position right now. They also have the 285 Greg Dobson sitting there in front of them. Greg Dobson, I don't think it's his official career, but man, he can do some pretty good voiceover or voice reenactments, as you can see there on his car. He can do pretty much every single one of those cartoon characters, man, and they're pretty good.
Guy is a pretty good imitator, man.
That's
a mimic.
his-
Is that what
that's
they
his
call
deal?
it? A mimic? That's his shtick, yeah, man.
Well, what does he get for that? How does he go to like carnivals and whatnot and
Oh,
just bark it out over the PA? Get him.
he can make prank calls to people. That'd be kind of fun.
Oh, that's so 90s. There's some racing out there. Jim Ott looking pretty good in the 205.
That
Moving
he
up a spot.
is, as we're bumper to bumper here with Jonathan Osborne and Russ Kilgore side by side through turns 3 and 4. Looks like Jonathan able to handle that corner just a little bit better, but they're still side by side as they go through 3 and 4. And down and across the line, still side by side. And man, this early on in the race, maybe that's not what you want to do, because you're just absolutely eating up that rubber.
Yeah, I think the tires can last if you baby them a little bit. I think English would be 82% on the inside of the front right, I think. Last night after about, yeah.
I didn't look at it. I'll take your word for it.
No, I did look at it. If you didn't pay attention, that's fine with me. 82% after about 22, 3 laps or whatever. So you could baby them and you could push them a little longer than need be.
Take this abuse much longer.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Albert Anderson up 3, so's Greg Dobson. Couple guys on the move.
And America's driver, Albert Anderson, looking to continue his team's really good stretch of finishes here. The Limitless Motorsports team, man, they have been an absolute powerhouse with almost every week all their drivers inside of that top 10, or if not dang near it, as up here at the front, Jim Ott has caught up to Jess Vaught, and they're definitely starting to deal with some lap traffic here.
Yeah.
And I think this is what's causing a little of that big issue, as it looks like maybe just trying to diamond the corners a little bit, just not really having the room, especially with the pressure from Jim right there behind him.
I just tapped him a little bit. I like to see this, turn him and burn him. Let's get this show started. Obviously it was an accident, but he did get into the back end of Jess for just a quick second.
Jess moved up a little bit and pretty fast. Not trying to block or anything. He's just
He's maneuvering around that traffic, yeah.
Well, and the 82 was in front of him, probably took maybe some air off his nose, you think? I don't know.
Yeah, slowed him down a little bit for sure.
And all that battling, it's brought Jason Ayerson in that 244 right back into the mix. So he's up here hunting inside this top 3 as you have that absolute gaggle of lap cars. And they're racing for position. Earl Evans right there, he's racing with Mike Everidge for a spot inside the top 14 as Jeremiah Burke and Jonathan Osborne go side by side once again. I think maybe Jeremiah finally found a little bit of rhythm here, and he's starting to climb back up that leaderboard as Russ Kilgore is trying to continue to drive away from those two.
Mike Adamson losing a little bit more time to the top 3, still holding on to 4th place, but he's 2.5 seconds behind the leader.
We are 27 laps into this race, 267 total here tonight, and that's going to be a big, grueling slogfest. I've heard from quite a few drivers after one of their practice races here, man, it's going to take a whole boatload of concentration to finish this one.
Kathleen Anderson with a question for us over on Facebook said, what effect does high temperature have on the cars? Well, the good thing about this simulation is right now, it's not 103 out there. It's it's the ambient temperature is only 68 degrees Fahrenheit, but the track temp is probably what's most important here. It's 94 degrees, which is warm, but it's not, it's not 100 plus. The hotter the track surface gets, the softer, the gooier these tires get, the less grip they're going to have. It's going to be like driving on grease out there.
Yeah, it looks like Just Spot had a little problem with his tires. His Ott is about to take over there.
He is shooting down through the inside and into the lead here. The first lead change of the night. Jim Ott takes the lead away from Jeff Spot, and if Jeff isn't careful, he's going to lose another spot to the 244 of Ayers.
Yeah, and I think while you were talking about tires, it looked like his got a little gooey on him coming out of 4, Jeff Spot, that is. And Ott took advantage.
And all while that's going on up there at the front, we had a little battle here between Kilgore and Burke, the 753 and the 7. It looks like Jeremiah Burke has won that battle here, and he's moving back up that leaderboard. We also got quite a few guys just kind of cruising along, doing their thing. I know we mentioned Mike Adamson. He's been just kind of cruising along, but it looks like he's made up a little bit of time on these guys, especially he might be getting a little better luck with the timing on dealing with some of this lap traffic.
Connie Goodman says, y'all do a great job. Love listening to you. Thank you so much, Connie. Y'all the reason why we do this. I know we say that all the time, but that's a stone cold fact. Adam Strom saying, evening, fellas. Unfortunately, not going to make it down to pit road today. He's headed to a dice tournament down in Waco.
Big crash, big crash.
Oh, no.
Oh, still hitting.
Oh, Jeff Spot got... Ooh-wee.
And that is going to cause a very rare yellow that we don't normally see here in Vigilante. Let's go ahead and take a look-see and see what happened. It involved the 72 of Chandler Paul, as... oh, he in the 57. Man, I don't know what happened there, but Russell Endicott and Chandler Man getting involved, and Jess Vaught really just had nowhere to go. He was too wide with some people.
Yeah, I think Russ just couldn't get that thing under control with the tires the way they were, and ooh, sounded like Paul lost his engine too. That wasn't pretty.
As we see the accident, happen there, and man, especially with we were just talking about those tires and getting everything all heated up, it looked like Jess tried to slow down. It just would not check up for him.
Well, he was right behind the 205. I mean, that could have skewed his visibility some. He might not have been able to see that there was a car just parked up in the upper half, because that's where he was headed. You saw him go all the way wheel lock left trying to get that thing to turn. It just wouldn't turn.
Well, yeah, he'll be okay. I think it kind of sucked for him for a little bit, but Jeff Spot is that good here. We can tell. He'll get it together. You get a fast repair. He'll get squared away out there on the track.
That's right, Adam. What do we usually say, Adam? Good that it happens early, at least?
Yeah, it happens early. We still have, I'm not good at math, but about 230 laps left in this thing, so we're good. And, man, I want to get back to Adam Strom. Are you coming to my dice game later at Papa Joe's down here in Waco? What are you doing? Yeah, you're supposed to bring us cold ones out here.
So we have a little difference in pit strategy here. Some people pitting on lap 34, others waiting for lap 35 to come on down to get that fresh rubber and more. Is it still Sunoco Racing Fuel?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it always is. Yeah, it is.
Getting that sunshine and dinosaurs. We're under yellow pacing laps right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the current overall standings here for some of these drivers. Jess Vaught in the lead, but you can now start to see where those drop weeks and everything starting to really take effect, as Mike Adamson has really jumped up and closed in on Jess there a bit. Still about a 20-point gap And then you also got Timothy Pope trying to creep on up there. Unfortunately, not racing here tonight. Same thing with Jim Ott, who with a win here tonight could really vault himself up that leaderboard quite a bit. As really anybody still inside that top 10, man, if they can get their luck changed around here for the kind of remainder of the season, it's still anyone's game.
Yeah, that's the name of it. Try to get a couple wins under your belt. You know, you're going to be better at some of the tracks than some of the other guys. Like, for some reason, I don't know what's going on this year. Jess Vaught seems like he is in control of this thing. He's good at almost every track. I don't think we've seen him have a bad night. But what's really cool is they're actually having arguments out there. English, are you listening to some of this banter? I like this fight and stuff. Let's get the fight going.
Yeah, I think Brown said it right. It's just a little bit of a difference of opinion, you know.
Well, I don't. I see it as somebody's probably going to get reprimanded, and maybe we'll see a fight. So I'm excited about this.
As Jim Ott out in front, Jason Ayrton right there beside him. As we go back to green flag racing here. Whoa! It looks like really nobody went, and we had a big wreck happen here on this restart with Mike Adamson involved. Looks like Jeff Ottinger involved.
Osborne was in it too. Had nowhere to go. Knocked his front bumper off.
Harrison just got smoked there on the start by Adamson. Looked like. Yeah, I just clipped him.
They went past the restart zone there, and really nobody went, and that just caused an absolute kerfuffle behind them.
Well, don't normally see this with these guys. I think there's some frustration out on the track tonight. Oh well.
So we go ahead and take a look back here as the green flag goes, and yeah, Mike Adamson was ready to go, but looks like the leaders just weren't quite ready, and he ends up just going for a little bit of a ride there. As we got some cars looking like they're going to need some new fenders here.
But whose job is it to pay attention to what, right? The leaders. We go on the leader, correct, here? And, so, got a little jumpy there.
Well, it's the leader of the green flag, and if the leaders aren't going, man, then go ahead. Go for it.
Right, but you can't pass, you know, before the start-finish line, so it's kind of a double-edged sword, at least on the inside.
Edith Anderson asking, who drives the pace car? Well, unfortunately, it's just a computer driving it. I'd like to be the one driving it. I think
that would actually be a fun job. They could have an actual pace car driver in iRacing.
I'd enjoy that. Cool. Yeah, for now, it's just a computer, though.
Well, I'm sure you could also set it up, send somebody out there with a different style car with a paint job that says pace car on it.
Sure.
You know, you wouldn't get the official yellow flags or anything like that, but you can make it look different.
Yeah. Simulated.
We got to call Boston where those people are running this show. They do a great job, by the way, iRacing. Simulation, not a game. Very difficult to have all these variables and make it feel as real as it does. So, shout out to iRacing.
That they do. As I actually went by their office the other day, this past weekend, and I also picked up a few IQ points as I was driving past Harvard too.
Oh.
Did you pick up any iRacing rating points as you drove past the iRacing place?
I might have lost some due to the Massachusetts drivers. Yeah, safety rating, man. It'll get you every time.
Hero X's.
Did you pick up the check these guys owe me? All I do is promote them. Just go next time you go over there. Ask if they got my check.
That I will do. I think it's probably over on your yacht. I think that's their mailing address for you.
That's true.
Looks like we're going to get ready to stack some things back up here with Jim Ott in the lead. Russ Kilgore is going to jump up into second here due to the kind of calamity and people pitting to get that damage fixed here once again. Fortunately, Jess Vaught, I think he moved back even more positions here as he really didn't want to get involved and kind of backed that car down a lot, and some people were able to get by him here, but still on that lead lap. So we stack it right back on up to go 2 by 2. And if you ever want to make your competitor who's stacked up beside you jealous as you're side by side, go ahead and check out D&D Race Graphix, and that's Graphix spelled Grafix. Mr. Ricky Wittenberg, who's still waiting on his wheel, is not here racing with us once again, but he does a fantastic job with these paints that you see on these cars. And go ahead and soup up your ride with some great graphics by D&D Race Graphix as we go back to green flag racing again here at Richmond. Side by side by side, we are 3 wide here on this restart. Jeremiah Burke, Dave Hot Rod Mayberry, and Jason Ayerson went 3 wide there as they entered turns 1 and 2. They did figure some things out as Hot Rod is battling for his life here with Albert Anderson in that too. It looks like Anderson was able to get that position. Now the 51 of Mike Adamson is looking to maybe sneak his nose up in there, and he's not gonna quite get it as the battle up here at the front is still heating up. You can see Jess Vaught, man on a mission, fighting and clawing his way through all of this traffic as everybody is fighting these cars and fighting each other.
Yo Baboon joining us once again, pulling for the number 2 Anderson. He's right behind Jess Vaught right now. Got a little single file line going right here, trying to be patient, it looks like.
I haven't done a lot of racing here, but it seems like a wide track, but very difficult to pass, is it not?
Yeah, I think this is one of those situations where you really need to get the timing on when you get back on that throttle just right. I mean, we've seen a few people push out to the wall, the rear end brakes loose, and I mean, that's also a tribute to these Xfinity cars that these guys are driving compared to the trucks. Trucks, you could get away with a slight little too much throttle or something like that, but these cars, not a chance.
And I know what you mean too, Adam, in that it looks wide, but there's only really one good usable line around here. It's just
right.
The shape of it.
So you're basically waiting for somebody to make a mistake to pass, right?
Yeah, and you can kind of pressure them into making one. As we see Jess Vaught sticking his nose in here, and right below the 244 of Ayerson. That's for 4th position.
Oh, that was a nice clean pass.
Yeah, it can be done.
That it was. This, Jeremiah Burke getting a little loose coming down that back straightaway. He's now got Jess Vaught creeping up that rear bumper of his, and Jess continuing to try to crawl his way back up onto a kind of podium position on this leaderboard with Jim Ott out in front with Russ Kilgore tightly in tow. We still have Jason Ayerson there as well. Albert Anderson hanging around in 6th right now. Even Mike Adamson. So we got some teammates here trying to fight their way up to the front. We even got that for Dion Jones trying to make up some ground here. He's currently in a top 10, 10th position, but he's definitely looking to improve upon that one here tonight.
Well, he's on the lead lap. That's kind of the key right now. Let's at least get on that, stay on that lead lap as best you can. We're 53 laps in. We got 213 to go. You get lapped in no time more than once if you're not looking.
As teammates of Adamson and Anderson change positions here. Looks like Chandler Paul has another issue on that back straightaway. Let's go back and take a quick look as that one's not going to throw a caution. I got a feeling it's going to be maybe a little squiggly coming out of the turn 2 there, and that one looked kind of weird. It just kind of drove straight left.
You hear what he said on the radio? Something popped up, and I guess it minimized iRacing. He couldn't get back into it quick enough, and it did a hard left.
Oh, the old computer problem. Yeah, that happens for sure.
Oh, Oh, as Jeremiah Burke scrapes the outside wall, Jesvot was able to squeak around him into a top 3 position here. Looks like that 753 is trying to negotiate some lap traffic as well, while holding off Jason Harrison and Mike Adamson, with Jim Ott still up there at the front. But, you know, that's kind of one of the technical side of things. You know, in real life, you know, things can break on the car unexpectedly and whatnot. Well, that doesn't really happen here in iRacing, but you do get computer technical stuff going on. And I think that is what happened there for the 72.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing, right? I know I've had stuff happen to my screen while I'm racing or broadcasting. It's kind of hard to overcome, and it's kind of like breaking, you know, like a shifter or something. Transmission going out of the car. So, not good news for him.
It looks like Jason Harrison is really trying to get around Jeremiah Burke here. He does not like being in between the 2 Limitless teammates here. And man, look at that. You got of the I believe 4 of the drivers here up inside this top 10. When we were looking at the points, I also flipped it to the team championship standings, and Limitless has a pretty good hold on that one, and that's just due to the great average finishes that these guys have been getting.
Consistency. They show up every week. They don't really skip too many races. They all show up. They help each other out. You know, they stick together and practice together and stuff. So, yeah, Limitless has a pretty good formula, and so far it's paying off for them this season.
As the 205 of Jim Ott looks to extend his lead here over Russ Kilgore in the rest of this field. He's about 2 seconds up, so it looks like Russ Kilgore really fighting with maybe some older tires here, and man, he is just having some issue after issue trying to get that car to rotate, and you can see Jesvot closing in mighty quick.
We're inside our pit window, but everybody's already pitted. So we're going to actually push this off. It's going to be, what, close to lap 95 probably before we see some of the guys coming in, it looks like.
That would put us right in a wheelhouse for our fuel run anyway, our personal fuel run. I think it's pretty spot on, 60 to 70 laps. And the tires, you're not going to want to go much further on those things. Even though there's only 5 sets, so you got to take that into effect as well. 5 sets of tires.
Yeah, Adamson took fuel only, as did Osborne, I believe, on that first stop, I should say.
So leaving maybe an extra set here for a green-white checker finish or something towards the end. And you know what? Seeing that we have seen the very rare caution, it could be a possibility here tonight.
And I think as long as those guys stay on the lead lap, that's not a bad strategy. Suffer with those tires. Suffer with them, because you'll have some extras later. If you start to get in danger of falling a lap down, you're really going to need a caution. Go in there and get some new shoes.
As side by side goes the 7 and the 33. Jesvot, his rear end's looking like he's found a parking lot pole, and it looks very much like a front bumper from somebody else, as he makes a pass on that 7, trying to cruise his way on back up to try to catch that 205 of Jim Ott there at the front. You still have Jeremiah Burke trying to catch up to this field as well. Same thing, and with Jason Harrison and Mike Adamson in tow, as we got a big wreck here involved with the 87 and the 753.
57 bounced off the wall and went straight into the side of the 753. That's what caused that.
Excuse me, you are correct. That is the 57, not the 87.
Oh, that's the second one. I think Russ Endicott might have been involved in. night. He's having a rough night, man. This is not an easy track, to be honest with you.
Well, and Chandler Paul manually disconnected here just a couple of minutes ago and came up on YouTube and said, "Now I remember why I hate this track. I just got run over." So yeah, we feel for you, Chan. That's
tough.
It happens here. It's crazy short track race.
It's a rhythm track though, right? But for some reason, it's hard to get in rhythm.
Well, it's a survival track too, man. I mean, just like any other short track, I guess you could say. Tough night.
That it is, as we have a mixed bag of people coming down into the pits and staying out. I know a few of the pits aren't open for some of these drivers quite yet, as Russ Kilgore looks like he might be staying out here. We'll wait and see if he doesn't come down on the second go around here to maybe put just that one extra lap on these guys tires wise. And let's kind of wait and see and let these drivers do their pits. But we haven't had a chance to do this in a while either, but we can do a driver interview here today.
Do it.
Yeah.
Well, looks like Russ Kilgore does dive on down, so Dion Jones staying out here. But how about we talk to a driver who's a very fan favorite, and we really haven't talked to him in, man, talk about a long time. It's that 2 of Albert Anderson. Let me see if I can't grab Albert here.
Hey, Albert, it's the guys in the booth. You got us?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Man, talk about long time no chat. We these races have been green flag racing up until now, and haven't really been able to interview any of these drivers, but we're able to talk to our good pal here tonight, and it looks like it's pretty treacherous out there tonight, man.
Yes, indeed. Always a pleasure to hear from you guys, first of all. And, yeah, this track is brutal, man. It burns up tires really bad. It takes a lot of patience, close quarter racing, people getting into you getting into other people. So, really, it's going to be a race of attrition, to the end here.
Do you kind of like where you're at? It looks like you're sitting pretty kind of laying back, saving tires. I don't know if that's your strategy or not, but yeah, this is definitely, it's tough to pass here too.
Adam, I would love to tell you that I'm laying back, taking it easy, but I'm actually going as pretty hard as I can.
Well, you're smooth. You're driving smooth. Let's put it that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to be consistent, not overuse the tires, back up the turns a little bit. Take it easy, getting back into the gas. And so far, that's proven pretty good. And hopefully, that with a little bit of luck will keep me up front here and maybe get a top 5 or maybe get a podium. We'll have to see what happens. Which this is my home track, so that would be great.
Yeah, it would be, as we're looks like we're stacking back up to go back to racing here, buddy. So good luck on this restart, and who knows, we might see you at the end of this race.
Hope so, guys. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks.
Sir. America's driver, just telling the truth. It's all he does is tell the truth out there.
Yeah, at least he was honest about it. I'm not laying back.
Nah, he's driving, but I've been watching him. He's very smooth tonight. We'll just see what happens here as we're about to restart now.
And Dion Jones is going to get this one restarted for us here. Taken to that green flag. Not the best of jumps here. You can see Jess Vaught on that outside line really get a good run coming down across the line. He's going to have Mike Adamson trying to follow him here, but don't look now. Here comes that 205 of Jim Ott, as well as, we got a mixed bag of action going on in the midfield right around where Albert Anderson is. You have his teammate, the 753, 3 wide with him. His hot rod Mayberry goes for a little bit of a ride. He's able to keep that thing straightened out. I think he might have had some help from some bumpers to get that thing figured out, but
save that.
Man, oh man, talk about some action on this restart. Hot Rod losing another position there to the 7 of Kilgore as Mike Adamson gets side by side with Jim Ott here. He's actually getting a bit of a run coming off of that turn number 4 on the outside, so he's now side by side with Jess Vaught here for the lead. He's just got a nose on him here, and man, talk about finding a rhythm on that outside. Mike Adamson fights through a good chunk of stuff there to get back up front and into the lead. Jeff Svott in second. Jim Ott trying to sneak his nose down low. Not quite there just yet. He's going to hold back just for now. Jonathan Osborne as well creeping up a few of those positions, trying to get himself onto that podium.
Boy, people are taking advantage of those brand new tires. Albert just got kind of stuck in the mix there, slowed him down. Jonathan Osborne took advantage on that restart. And then luckily nobody got turned around really, but Albert was kind of in the middle of all that fun, man. That was exciting.
Yeah, didn't hook him. I mean, he really didn't have nowhere to go.
As
it was 3 wide there. He couldn't. There was really nowhere for anybody to go.
Man, I need to relearn how to count because that looked like it was almost 5 wide going down through there. But everybody was able to finally figure things out. Maybe a little help from other drivers, but everything's looking A-okay as Mike Adamson liked what he was seeing when Jim Ott and Jeff Svott were battling, but he is not liking it now as Jim Ott's coming up on the inside here, fighting side by side as they come across the line here on lap 79, excuse me. It looks like Jim Ott on that bottom line is going to just get that run and get the nose, but no, Mike Adamson is still out there, so Jim Ott not able to push out of that corner out to the wall like he would want and try to get that speed. So it looks like Mike Adamson was able to hold on to that position just a little longer, but Jim Ott does finally get him there.
Kathleen Anderson over there on Facebook saying, how is it determined how many laps they run in a race? Well, this year, most of the races are going to be 200 miles. So if you got a really long track, you're going to have fewer laps. But this is a 3/4 mile track, so they're doing 267 laps, which is 225 miles tonight. Thanks for the questions, y'all.
Yeah, I love the questions. Mike Everidge up 10 spots. He did pass Albert Anderson briefly. We'll see. It looks like Albert's trying to get that position back right now. So good racing up here in the top 7 or 8.
At that, we're definitely starting to see some of the raciness come out of some of these guys as we're approaching that 100 lap mark, and Jeff Svott down into 5th. I don't know if he's dealing with some issues with that car. No, he's had to use at least one fast repair. I don't know if he's used a second one yet, but it looks like he's really struggling here as the 82 of Everidge is really hauling butt to catch up to that back bumper.
Did we lose you?